go. Final game. Probably he's gonna play the Catalan, right? Yeah. Probably he's gonna play Queen A4. Oh, he's gonna play Queen C2. He played Queen A4 against Parham. Okay, so he plays Knight E5. All right, time to think for a second. Let's go here. Let's go here, I guess. Why am I getting these stupid challenges that I can't close in chess.com? Stupid challenges. All right, he plays Knight C3.
Let's see who flinches first. F6 by Nakamura.
Wow, but how much preparation does Hikaru want to admit? Because he is going to play in this small tournament called the Candidates.
The minor open. I mean, who cares about that anyway? I mean, why would Hikaru ever hide preparation? Ridiculous.
Well, he's been working hard. Credit to him. You know, everyone has seen his streams and the streaming schedule where he's been taking a couple of days off to make sure he's as well prepared as possible, because that event will have 6 of the 10 highest rated players in the world. And what is I mean, okay, you know, I can't even think of a candidate move because I don't understand what's going on.
They're playing a 30-second game in the wildest position I've ever seen. Both of them are blitzing out moves. Fedoseev continues to blitz out moves.
And E6 and C6 and B3 all loose.
Oh my god. There was an exchange sacrifice. Oh, by the way.
What is happening here?
Why is that not the move, actually? I'm trying to think about this for a second, conceptually. I mean, Knight E5 seems like the right move. If this isn't the right move, I don't know what the point is. Apparently, this is some kind of secondary line that he's familiar with that I'm not familiar with, or something like that. So we'll go here. I mean, check, I go King H8. I mean, I can go King H8 and Knight E6 at any time as well. I don't know if E5 is the right move, but it seems like the right move just to shut off the diagonals here a little bit.
It is a huge decision, and he goes Bishop C4 check. Now, the big question, will he take B3, or will he delay that in favor of a move like Bishop E3 developing his other bishop?
Very directly, Bishop B3, Knight A6, there's Bishop D5. Because I'm threatening queen takes A8. So if you take on C5, I take on A8. Thank you for an extra pawn. In the endgame, White's going to win that. And if you play Queen C6, Bishop C6, you don't have Rook C8 because of Bishop B7.
LPDO, loose pieces drop up. This is a fork, but Vladimir refraining from taking the pawn and instead shifting his Rook to B1, which I think is a very reasonable alternative. Hikaru will probably follow suit with Rook B8.
Right.
Goes check. Okay, of course I go here. I mean, I have Knight A6. That's, I think, my idea, as I recall. Here goes Rook B1, logical move. Okay, so let's think about this for a second. What are his actual threats here? Let's think. Queen G4 is kind of an interesting move here, actually. It's a move that instinctively feels right. Queen C7, Queen E4 must be good. Bishop B3, Rook A B8, Bishop E3, Rook A C8 maybe, or Rook...
Yay!
I can also go Rook B8 as well. So many options here. It's actually kind of hard.
Thanks.
Rook B8 seems like the right move just because I can play B2 at some point. I think Rook B8 is the right move, actually. The more I think about it, the more I think Rook B8 has to be right because I can still go B2. I think this is right. Let's go here. Because the thing is, if he goes Bishop E3 now, I can go B2 and keep the juicer alive.
Well, let's first figure out why Rook takes B3 is wrong. And I think it's wrong because after that aforementioned line, Robert, there is no longer a rook on a8, which means bishop d5 is a shot into thin air. And this is almost winning for black after he picks up the c5 pawn. So I think rook b1 was a very serious mistake by Vladimir. A very serious mistake.
Okay, so there are definitely some issues that now white needs to deal with. Although after bishop a3, we see even the engine not completely sure. It was bigger advantage for black. Now it's going back towards the center. And in positions like this, Danya, where you have a rook for black and a bishop for white, we see the squares of the bishop, especially when c4 covers. What are those rooks doing? The rook on b8 is great. It's behind a passed pawn that's under attack, but the rook on f8, does it just go over to d8 right now? Is that what you're playing?
Or you could open up the f-file with f5.
Yes.
I like the idea of activating the rook, and let's not forget that white, in his effort to shore up his queen side, has left the king pretty much wide open. Hikaru, I think, recognizes that this is a super critical moment. f5 could get very dangerous, especially in light of the fact that the rook on b1 is undefended.
I'm gonna do it. I think it's the right move because I have rook f6 trapping the queen. This is the big point of the move. And the bishop on a3 also doesn't make any sense. Like, why is the bishop on this diagonal? If he can push, then it makes sense, but I don't think he can easily push. I mean, either the good thing is, I will say this, somebody's gonna win this game. I'm either gonna win or I'm gonna lose, but somebody's gonna win this game, so there's not gonna be any of this tiebreak drama. I guess I just take. Yeah, there's not gonna be any tiebreak drama. Somebody's gonna win and somebody's gonna lose in this game. That's all there is to it. But I have e3, which is a very serious idea to open the f-file here. My gut tells me that I'm better here. I have a feeling that I'm better, but I don't know how easy it's going to be to prove it. That's going to be the big question. Yeah, my instinct tells me I'm better here. Because his bishop is just completely out of the game. The bishop on a3 just does not look right here. So he takes on e5. I expected that. So now the question is, do I play rook e8 here or not? Because rook e8 is a strong idea as well. Queen d4 knight e6 is an idea as well. e8, queen d6, e3. I mean, e3 here looks wrong. I can play queen g4 here, actually. Queen g4, c6, e3. No, but he has f4, so that can't be right. So I think rook e8 has to be the right move. Attack the queen. And I think I have e3 somewhere in here, maybe. I'm still not 100% sure about this, actually. Rook e8 might not be the right move.
Fedoseev also has to be very careful about the move e4, e3, Robert. That could tear open the king to decisive effect.
Right.
In certain cases.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about your king safety here. Rook e8 played. Queen, I mentioned queen d6, maybe queen h5, because that sort of thing was queen f4, but
Louis Belbar hated that.
Yes, it did. And why? Knight e6 is queen e3.
Okay.
Hard to see. E3 is possible, but he'll just take. That's clearly his plan.
Yeah, it's not entirely obvious what it is. It's not entirely obvious what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the question is, can you prevent white? If you can prevent white from taking on b3, then it's basically winning.
So some kind of queen d7 move, because if bishop b3, there's rook takes b3 and queen d1 check.
Oh my god, you evil. Once again, you evil man. Rook takes b3.
Yeah.
And then not only do you win back the rook, you also win the bishop, so you're up a full rook there. Oh my god, queen d7. This could be a devastating move, believe it or not.
I mean, I think this is right. I think I'm gonna go a5 and knight d5. I could do it the other order too, which would be fine. Oh, I also have e3 here, I just realized as well. Still very, very tricky. Very, very complicated. I mean, absolutely nothing is clear in this position. Yeah, he goes bishop b4, I expect now. If I go knight e6, he has queen d6. I think I have to go a5 first. I can also play knight d5 and then a5. I think a5 first, takes knight d5. Yeah, I think that's correct. Go here. I also have knight e6, I just realized. I have both squares. Okay, now the question is, do I play knight d5 or do I go knight e6? Both moves are available. Which one is correct? Knight e6 looks right somehow, but it also doesn't look right. I think knight d5 is the right move. I'm gonna do it, I guess. So I mean, I have queen a4. Man, this could still be a draw. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the more I look at this could be a draw. This is trending in that general direction. But it's still very, very unclear. I mean, I still really don't know what's going on. Okay, it's thinking for a long time, so I mean, I'm up a minute. I don't think there's any danger here for me, so I think, I mean, at the very least, I think best case for him, he can make a draw. So I think this is a 2 results game. I think I'm gonna win or it's gonna be a draw. That's already a good step in the right direction. I mean, I guess we see what he does here, but my instinct is that I'm probably gonna win this game.
And Fedoseev is a very strong bullet player. So
yeah,
you know, even if he gets down to 20 seconds, he's experienced in the bullet time control. So he's thinking here, what do you think he's going to play? Because we've gone through our options: queen d2, queen d6. Which choice?
Well, I think he's gonna play queen d6. I think, just because I don't see any other options. I mean, taking on d5 is madness.
No.
Madness, Carlson. So I think he might actually be. Oh, whoa,
what?
No, that can't be right. I mean, e3. What was that? That was a horrific move by Vladimir. That cannot be right. I mean, he just moves away, abandoning his entire position. Hikaru wasting absolutely no time. The game is over.
Okay, so he plays queen h4. Yeah, just no arrows because I don't want to make a slip. Now, I saw this earlier in a different situation. But I thought if he does it like this, I could play e3. In fact, why is e3 not just very good for me? Bishop d3, knight f6. Now let's go for it. Because bishop d3, I have knight f6. I think queen h4 is a mistake. Or does he have queen d? No, but I can just take even. So yeah, I'm based off the slips yesterday, especially. I'm not making any more highlights for this game. No more highlighting squares. I'm just going to try to play the best moves. Because if I make a slip and I lose $4,000, that will not be. I will not be happy. Let's put it that way. So no more arrows. No more arrows until it doesn't matter. I mean, I think I'm probably winning, to be honest. My instinct. Got 128. Goes bishop d3. So now I have knight f6, but I think I take on f2 first. And then knight f6, queen d4, queen h3. Yeah, I should be winning. Okay, let's go check. I mean, I think he has to take, and now I go here, guard this. Because now I have queen h3. Oh, but he has queen h4 back. No, but I mean, this should be winning for me. King's too open, pawn's too fast. Yeah, I think this is winning. I'm pretty sure I should win now. But again, it's not time to celebrate, because the last thing I want to do is make some huge blunder and then I'm just like, oh man, what did I just do? Now if I go b2, but this is a blunder. I'm sure this is a blunder. I just have to not lose my mind and coolly convert. So b2, bishop takes h7, knight takes h7, rook takes d7, I make a queen and I just win. I don't understand. b2, okay, let's think. b2, bishop h7, even queen d1 probably wins. Yeah, let's just go for it. Yeah, even queen d1, bishop c2, queen h5 wins, bishop g6, king g8, queen c4, queen d5 wins. Yeah, this is just winning. Gonna win. When all is said and done, we're gonna win the RCC this weekend. Yeah, bishop takes h7, queen d1, and there's no miracles. Yeah, he does it. So okay, I have 3.5 minutes, so it's not the time to flub this. Queen d1, bishop c2, and I'm not highlighting because I could mouse slip and then I'm gonna feel like an idiot. Queen d1, bishop c2, queen h5, bishop g6, king g8, queen c4, queen d5. Yep, that's just winning. Yeah, it's just winning. And if he goes anywhere but g6, I have the block. So I go, I mean, knight h5 is also winning, but there's just no need to be silly. Now I can block with the knight or the queen, but this is the clean one. Clean block and we win. You get the win, you guys. Stressful, but we're gonna win. We're gonna win, you guys. We win the whole event. There we go. There we go.
And we welcome Hikaru Nakamura to the show. Hikaru, huge congratulations on yet another fine victory. And can you just take us through your thoughts, particularly in your matchup against Vidit, because that was really topsy-turvy.
Yeah, I mean, I was told apparently you guys also missed this rook h4 move in the first game. But yeah, basically the first game I thought I played pretty well. I mean, I made this maybe dubious sacrifice, but I definitely exerted some pressure, and then I was completely winning. And I really think that for Vidit, he missed the opportunity in that first game where he probably should have been able to win. Even if he only had 10 seconds on the clock, I thought he could have done something better. But then after that, it really was just about hanging in there more than anything. I mean, second game also he got an advantage, and the third game was, of course, just a complete sort of slop fest. We both made a lot of blunders back and forth. But it was very similar, I think, to that third game I played against Fabiano a few months back in the RCC, where basically Fabiano was able to make a lot of very easy moves, first 20-25 moves more or less instantly, and then I was able to get him to think. I was able to complicate, much like I did against Vidit. But obviously at the end of the day, it was who's going to blunder last or who's going to run out of time, and I was just able to, I think, control my nerves just a touch better at the end.
Speaking of surviving, Hikaru, you got sort of a lot of dubious positions out of the opening today, and you climbed back from them time and time again. What sorts of things do you tell yourself when you're not getting the results you expect out of the opening? How do you keep motivating yourself to play objectively and recover against such strong players?
That's interesting, because I thought I actually got pretty good positions in every first game today. When I think about it, I don't even remember, who did I play in the first game?
Demchenko.
That's mostly, I guess that game is influencing me.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that game, of course, the opening was not great either. You know, I think it's very tricky playing the RCC, because obviously I have to juggle how much do I want to show in terms of major opening lines versus sort of sidelines. And it's tricky because a couple weeks ago, I think made a fairly serious mistake against Grishuk, where I played e4, we went into this topical Berlin, and then I got into a situation where I tried to play something that wasn't quite correct, and I got punished by Grishuk. So it's very difficult balancing it. But I think in that game against Demchenko, at a certain point, he sort of didn't realize there was some danger, and I found this rook c7, bishop e2. But mainly, I think it's about just keep going with the position. If it's not just like losing, you try to keep it within the margin where there's always decent chances of making a draw. At least that's how I viewed that first one. Vidit, I thought I think objectively it's bad according to a computer, but I thought I was doing well. And this third one, I don't really know what was happening, but I didn't think I was really in danger in this third game either. So I thought I actually played the openings fairly well outside of that first game, which was not so great. But at the end of the day, it's all about not losing. And in a format where it's one and done, if you can just avoid losing or you can hold the difficult positions, you're always going to get your chances later on. And then when I did, I think I converted them. Yeah,
and on the subject of the candidates and preparing for that, it must be tough to juggle both hiding your preparation, but also you're getting great practice playing all these strong grandmasters every single week in a rapid format. So, what has the journey been like for you as you work your way towards the candidates? It's starting pretty soon. How have you been enjoying it, and what's it been like?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's not any different than what's been going on for the last 2 years. I think you could say the same thing in terms of playing in the FIDE Grand Prix in Berlin, where I was playing a lot of online events, doing very well. And that gave me a lot of practice where I think a lot of players didn't have that. So it definitely helped me a lot with Berlin. And so I think it's more of the same for the candidates. Obviously now most of the players in the candidates are playing in the Grand Chess Tour in Romania, so they're getting their experience as well. But at the end of the day, I think all the players are very strong, and it's a beneficial way of preparing. And I mean, obviously I'll be doing opening preparation as well, but I think it's just good to play against strong players as much as I can, and it's a lot of fun.
Hikaru, I have one more question for you, and obviously not trying to get you to reveal anything. But speaking of the Grand Chess Tour in Romania, how carefully are you monitoring those games, and how much would you say it influences your preparation for the candidates, both in terms of openings and, on a related note, how much do you pay attention to playing styles and tendencies as the candidates approaches?
Yeah, so I mean, first and foremost, I mean, I look at all of the games, Grand Chess, or even Sigmund for that matter. I take a look at the openings very briefly to see if they're of interest in terms of what I'm looking at. In terms of style, I don't really look too much at that because I think, again, a lot of players probably are playing openings they don't intend to play in the candidates. Again, obviously, we'll know when the tournament happens, but I'm assuming they aren't. And so I don't really look at it stylistically, but I do take a look at all the openings and these top level events just to see if there are any interesting ideas or what the trends are. Because it is very important at the end of the day. And I think also, like, for example, the other day, there were these two games. There's one in Sigmund. I think it was Jordan. I forget who is. Maybe it was Jordan versus Arjun or something. And there was also the Fabiano game against Ali Reza in the Grand Chess Tour. They played the exact same opening on two different tournaments. And so I do look. I do pay attention. And even if I wasn't playing in the candidates, I still would be looking. So yeah, I do watch it quite a bit.
Well, Hikaru, we appreciate your time here with this interview, and of course, the great chess that you show week in and week out. So, appreciate it. Congratulations again, and keep it up here at the RCC.
All right. Thank you so much.